Well, I've invented a pill that gives worms to ex-girlfriends.
High temperito, give you hyperdiarrhea. High temperito, give me hyperdiarrhea. Whoa, give me hyperdiarrhea. Whoa, give me hyperdiarrhea. Whoa, give me hyperdiarrhea. Diarrhea, give me hyperdiarrhea. Give me hyperdiarrhea.
Hey, más!
We're going to start our volleys. We hope you like the show. Everything is ready. We're raring to go. We'll give you all the latest songs and it's full of them. We're gonna start with high chops. Just watch this chorus steps.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fantastic Comics Presents, our 75th episode, every Tuesday at 8 o'clock Pacific time, of course. This week, we're going to talk about California opening up and comic shows. There's no, alliteration if I say shows. And I know they know that, but I'm going to use it anyway. California Comic Cons, and with us today, we're going to have Tim Peters of the Berkeley Comic Show, our local, really cool, awesome buy comic books because you really like comic books convention show, and we're really happy that it's. Well, we'll talk to him about that in a moment. First, I would like to talk about the store. Fantastic Comics is not just there's so many comic book shows out there, whether they be live or little 15-minute clips throughout the course of the day. There's so many different ones to pay attention to. This one is primarily from a store owner's point of view. Not something you always get out there. Usually it's creators, somebody trying to sell something other than just comic books. And that's what we're here for. A lot of people are, reviewers and do all sorts of other things like giveaways, but I'm just here to give knowledge to you. And this might be some knowledge you might not know about. And maybe I'll learn a thing or two by the end of the evening. Yeah, maybe I will. What you're gonna learn about right now is that as a comic store that's open in Berkeley, California, every Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m., we didn't get our DC shipment until today, which means I didn't have it with me and won't until tomorrow. So Wednesday will be a legitimate new comic book day, but it will only be for books that I got from Lunar, because Diamond's shipment through UPS had the same delay, but where I get that on Tuesday, I will now be getting that on Wednesday. And unless something really magical happens and it comes early in the day, it usually comes late in the day. So I will have Marvel and Image, and should there be an Oni, Aftershock, AWA, all the other companies that are out there, I might have picked up. We'll take a look at some new comic book day stuff in a moment. Maybe Tim will let us know what he's interested in. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. No new comics today, but I had this conversation with my brother, and he was like, maybe you should just close up. And I said, no, I don't feel good about it. We did that last time, and there's going to be people that are going to come in that just don't know about it, and it's good to let them know. And it was a pretty darn good day. It was brisk as far as a Tuesday is concerned anyway. Regardless if I would have had DC Comics, I still think it was busier than normal. And it was pretty exciting that, maybe California really is opening up. You know what? I'm going to open this up. Hey, everybody. Let me get up here. You all here? I probably shouldn't keep my face only on the screen this long. We can take a look at the store. Hey, there it is. I'm watching you. I can move that camera too. And if I can't, you don't know. I used this clip last time, but it's a lot shorter. Please welcome. Oh, here, let me get this banner off. Oh, wait. Before I do that, let's do this banner. Before we introduce our guest. Okay. Before we do that, I should do this.
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? Let's take a look at chat. Early on in the day was You Murdered That Guy. He said something funny after this, but it's so long I don't want to read it off. Alan C's here. Oh, wow, that was early also, I know. Christine, hey, how's it going? Christine came in the store, not normally on a Tuesday, so that was really cool. Fantinuum's here. Awesome. No meetings. That's great. Courtney's here. Wow. Hey, Courtney. I hope I'm getting out of the wrestling game. No, I'm not, but it's still. Diablo Hashcraft is here. Hi. How are you? LK's here. Oh, I skipped over Jill Pill in the other room. Hey, Jill. Let's see. Hope that FedUp sounds like he was. I have the whole clip if you want to hear what the person in the pointing the finger was. That was not Fantastic Comics, though. What? Yeah, that's exactly right. That was a store. So I was on my Facebook owner's page, store owner's page, and someone clipped that, and I thought I would share this with you. And wow, isn't that wild? I mean, just the things that happened. I've like stepped on a sidewalk incorrectly, and like that could have blown my knee out. That guy was just walking out the door. Boom. Michael Rice. I bet Michael Rice is. Let's see. Yes, maybe you'll learn a thing or two. I didn't think about that, but God, I love that cartoon. ATN's here. Excellent. And it looks like I caught everybody. Wow, look at that. Awesome. And if you guys have like duplicate accounts, you can log off and then log in and subscribe to the channel, and then let your friends know to do that also. I wouldn't do that, but I have to, so maybe I would actually. But I feel like, Fantastic Comics is very choosy and Yule isn't. So you can really win me over, but the store, not all the time. This is interview time.
By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
I used a much longer one last time, and I got copyright strike.
I love that, man. I gotta put that on my page.
There are some who call me Tim.
Love it.
Are you a Monty Python fan at all?
I used to watch Monty Python. It's been a long time, man. And most of the times I watched those movies, I was not,
You were in the right state of mind, you mean?
Yeah. I don't remember I don't remember that part. That was hilarious.
Well, and not only that, there's so much stuff also. And if you add TV, it's just, you key on what you really like, and then the other stuff kind of surprises you when you watch it again.
That clip from the beginning, was that Champion Comics? Was that Al? Do you know?
I don't know. I should,
because he had that happen to his shop in Campbell, I think.
Well, it was just a few days ago.
Oh no, this is a year.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, this was 6/30/21. It said.
Unreal. That guy's so lucky.
Yeah, I mean, and the guy who's like narrating. You know what? If you'd like, would you like to see what the whole thing is?
Well, as long as it's not like 20 minutes long, it's just a few minutes.
It's a little bit longer than what you saw.
Yeah.
It's just voiced over.
So this is the recording of the truck coming through. So this is the front door. I'm right here, turning on the open sign, talking to the FedEx guy. And you're gonna see just how close to death this dude came today at the store. So he goes to walk out. Keep your eye up here. Here comes the truck. And bam. Pretty nuts.
Crazy. Did you find out what happened? Like somebody fell asleep or they're texting or what?
I did not. I didn't look into it that deep. But yeah, you got to wonder. I mean, it almost looked like someone wanted to kill the guy.
Man, it happens all the time. I mean, you see a lot of videos of cars driving through stores.
We had a neighbor over here on the corner, and they got plowed into. I think there was a drunk driver, and ever since then, there has been an increase in buffering for any impact that might possibly happen.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah. I would do that too, or want to at least.
Wow.
Yeah. Tim.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. We're getting ready to have a show finally.
How long's it been?
It's been over a year.
How many shows would you have done in that time? Like 3?
4 or 5, probably.
4 or 5.
Yeah. I mean, we would have tried to get 4 in. Yeah, so probably 5 that we couldn't do. But now things are opening back up, man. You were talking about it earlier and wondering whether things have opened up. Man, they're opened up, bro. It's crazy out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Traffic's nuts. Everywhere I go, it's packed.
Definitely traffic.
It's insane. It's like double what the number of people that were out before this whole thing happened. So
right.
I think that's good for, for our show. It's good for comic book collectors because we have something to go check out again,
Well, there had been other shows opening up in obviously other states. They were a lot more lax, some of them. And every time I saw what somebody was picking up, I was, not that I was going to go fly to Buffalo or anything like that, but it's still, it's, you salivate. You kind of oh, I just want to go and thumb through something. I don't know if I really want to. Maybe I'll wear gloves.
I think we'll have hand sanitizer and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just the experience that you miss, man. I mean, we've all been staying in touch with comics to an extent online, buying comics on the internet or curbside pickup or whatever it is, but it's not even close to the same experience, you know. It's not nearly as much fun. And then especially going to shows where you see your buddies you haven't seen in 6 months or a year, and you get to hang out and talk comics and art and grab a bite to eat afterwards or whatever, you know, you miss the whole experience. I sure do. So I'm really happy that we're able to get it going again. It's a new location for those who don't know, because we used to have it at the Berkeley Adult School on San Pablo, but they're using their multi-purpose room for a staging area for all the homeschooling and distance learning. So yeah, that's the new spot right there. It's the El Cerrito Veterans Memorial Building, and it's at 6401 Stockton Avenue. And it's a little bit smaller, but it's a really cool room. I don't know if you can flip.
I will. Hold on just a moment.
I don't think there's anything else on that one, but
that's cool.
A couple later posts, I took a picture of the big empty room.
So here's
that's the parking lot across the street, the school parking lot, and this was on like a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not officially allowed to tell everybody to park there, but it's government it's public property, and there's no school on Saturday, so I think people can get away with parking in there. And then we have another.
Next one.
Yeah,
I have the inside. Let's see. Hey, there's Mark.
Yeah. So this is our first spot back at the Berkeley Senior Center, and this was a tiny room. Mm-hmm. You remember that place was tiny, and it was a great show. All comics, only comics, and
no room for anything but right.
Yeah, I mean, it was just hundreds and hundreds of long boxes, but we kind of grew out of that one. It didn't have good ventilation, so it was like a hot box in there.
It was.
So we moved to the Berkeley Adult School. That's the first spot too. I wanted to show everybody some old school photos of how we started out.
Do you have more on your page of the other ones?
Yeah.
I should have done it then that way. I see.
You can just keep flipping through these if you don't mind.
Oh, of your comics or what?
No, just keep flipping through these pictures. I don't know what else I sent you.
You only sent me these 3.
Oh, okay.
Unless you sent me more, I can take a look while we talk.
I thought I sent you a bunch, but anyways.
Yeah, it works that way.
There's so the room's a little bit smaller, but it's the cool old school feel, wood floors, like a gymnasium, just like at the Berkeley Adult School. Big vaulted ceilings, and there's a stage up in front. We're going to have artists up in front. We got Dan Brereton, who I sent. I thought I sent you a bunch of his stuff, but it's also on my IG, if you can pull that up. But
I can try.
He's an amazing artist. If you haven't checked him out, look at some of the pictures on my IG page. Just a phenomenal.
Oh yeah, they do. Okay, hold on a sec. I'll get that going.
Just a phenomenal artist. And then we're going to have Frog Boy from Instagram, who's going to be doing live. So these are some of Dan's.
I remember that one.
Covers. And he'll be there signing. He's signing for free. He'll sign the first book for free, and after that, it's only $1 per book. And if you buy something, he doesn't charge you for the SIG on it. Awesome. So I mean, compared to what's Jim Lee's new signing is like $1,200 or some bullshit. I guess that's for a head sketch or whatever. But yeah, come meet Dan. He's a really cool guy. Just a phenomenal artist. This is from the new Black Hammer series.
Nice.
He's just an amazing guy, an amazing artist. So check him out. Get him to sign stuff. Frog Boy, who does these huge recreation of classic Marvel, or I guess he does DC too. Yeah, classic comic book covers. Is going to be painting live there. And if you haven't seen his stuff, man, it is unreal.
Really?
Frog Boy F.
Let me see.
Frog Boy on Instagram, and he just picks classic covers and does giant size acrylic paint, micro detail versions of them that are just insane. And he'll be up there on stage doing his thing. So that'll be fun. And then we're gonna fit a lot of dealers in there. We got about 20.
Is it this stuff? Frog Boy Official?
No, it's FRAWG.
Oh, FRAWG. Look at that. There's already another Frog Boy also. Oh, yeah, but it's reproductions. I was kind of like, what do you mean? Let's see if I can get something going here. Excellent. All right, please continue. And you were going to say.
And we've got a ton of great dealers that are going to be there. Yeah, see, there's one he's working on. You probably play the video. Yeah, there you go. So nice. he paints these amazing reproductions. They're just layered and layered and layered and just phenomenal. That you'll see when you go there how much detail, how much work he puts into these things. But he'll be doing that live. And then we got 27 full tables, man, of comic books.
Yeah.
And as you know, we don't have pop toy stuff and
wait, you mean you're not going to have an exclusive DVDs. Pop vinyl or something to go along with that?
I don't have anything against pop toys, but I just like comic books. I just want to look at comic books. I want to shop at comic books. And I hate going to shows, and I hate going to comic shows and not being able to find any comic books. You know what I mean? At a comic book show.
Yeah, sure.
So we're kind of at the opposite end of the spectrum and shutting all the rest of that stuff out. You know, there's no movie stuff. There's no bootleg DVDs and posters and stuff like that. It's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of long boxes of comic books to flip through. That's and right. Wombats and walls of killer books behind the tables. So, and just your buddies, your buddies that you haven't seen in a while, your friends that you haven't seen since before COVID, you're going to get to be able to hang out. So I'm really looking forward to it myself personally. And I know Mark is. You guys know Mark. He's at House of Comics Berkeley on Instagram.
That guy right there.
Yeah, that's Mark behind the table there. That's my buddy that we started this show. He actually sells at the shows. I just sort of run the show and keep everything rolling. Working the front gate. So if you come, I'll probably take your money. So say hi and remind me who you are, because I don't always connect the face with the Instagram name or the YouTube name or whatever.
So what is the admission to get in again?
It's $10.
$10.
$10, 11 to 5. Yeah. We're keeping the price the same for now, as long as nothing crazy changes. It will be for the foreseeable future. But I mean, I would have done it for free this show, because we just want to get it going. We just want to get the thing rolling again and get the community together again. And I know a lot of the Instagram people are excited about it, and I'm excited to see everybody. And it'll be nice to have a local Bay Area show happening again.
Yeah, it will. Do you have any let's say restrictions or something that
for COVID?
Yeah, sure. Because you know, sometimes people will come in. It's like, so I always have my mask at the ready. And I'm not wearing it when other people aren't in anyway, and I'm vaccinated. But I see other people and I want to accommodate them. And my rule so far is masks are appreciated, right? But you guys are gonna have a lot of people in there. Sometimes people from out of town. How are you gonna deal with that?
Yeah, well, I think we'll wait and see it's still a ways out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait and see how things are going at, when we get closer.
Right.
I think that's one of the good things about social media is that you can kind of save your plans for a week before or something like that and see what the situation's like on the ground. If everybody, if everything's opening up and people aren't wearing masks. I mean, I went to a couple stores today. Nobody's wearing masks in the 7-Eleven. Nobody's wearing masks. They took the partition thing down at my 7-Eleven. That big.
Oh, it's on
barrier.
there.
Yeah. I'm just saying stuff's opening back up. If it continues to do that and everything seems fine, then we might not have to require masks.
Right.
If there's some new thing happening, who knows? But I hope not. Obviously I'm not going to, if somebody wants to wear a mask, they can. I probably will, just because I'm going to be shaking hands with a couple hundred people, But I think we just have to wait and get closer. We'll certainly have like hand sanitizer. We have more space in between the table. We just took out a couple tables last night out of our plan, just to make sure there's enough room. But I think it might be packed, man. I think there's the pent up demand. I mean, my buddy did Lodi show, I think last weekend, and said it was just bonkers how packed it was. They sold like 3 times as many tickets as they thought they were going to. There's lines around the block. So if it gets to something like that, we might have to stop letting people in until people come out or something like that. But we've never had a situation like that. So I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about it.
Very good. Hey, I'll let you help me with this answer, because usually for the store it's just a multi-style Sharpies, like black and silver ink. Those like depending if you want to do the covers. Some people are like weird about the inside, so maybe like a ballpoint, wouldn't be, or something fine tipped. I mean. Do you know of a best pen or marker to have creators sign with?
Oh, that's a question?
Yeah, that's the question.
I would just say not a ballpoint pen. A Sharpie works good. The glitter, the shiny pens, they smear really easy. So I wouldn't recommend those, because if you do one of those, you want to like hold it after you get it signed and not let it touch anything until it completely dries out, which is a while. If you put another book right on top of it, it's just going to smear it all over both books, and you wasted 2 books and a signature opportunity. So I would say a Sharpie, Yeah.
Have different color Sharpie, but don't get like the super, like you said, sparkly style.
No, I forget what those are called, but you have to shake them up. They have the little thing in it. You know what I'm saying? Like a spray can.
Right.
I personally am not a huge fan of having books signed. I'm going to have Dan sign some, but I usually get them in the middle, inside. I get them on the front page.
Gotcha. You don't do. I have ballpoint. You just put like a cardboard underneath the page, and then it doesn't go through to the whatever. Or maybe it's more felt. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Either way, have a board or at least a piece of paper so that you can put it under or over whatever signature you need.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see here. Anything else that you can? Never heard of Dan Brereton before. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's definitely Halloween themed.
Well,
like all of his characters.
Oh yeah, he loves horror, and he loves He definitely is a fantasy and horror guy. So check out some of his hero stuff, man. Just phenomenal, like that on my post. The Frankencastle, that cover, that Frankencastle, that's insane, dude. With the Punisher and Dracula and all that, that whole cover is just insane. The guy is super talented.
So I'm kind of like Bernie Wright. No, not Bernie Wrightson. Kind of like Barry Windsor Smith. Dan Brereton and his color palette doesn't always like agree with me. And like with Bernie, with Barry Windsor Smith, it's kind of like this purple and blue tint.
Mm.
And with Brereton, it's these hard oranges. And it's always kind of like, and since he's so in control of his art, a lot of times the coloring is influenced or totally done by him.
Huh.
But Dan Brereton just did pencils on a Beta Ray Bill miniseries that came out 7 years ago or more. Nobody cares about it. As far as like a series, it's not like a first appearance or anything like that. So it's not really one of the, so it shouldn't be too expensive if you go to an online store. But the art, oh my God, his Beta Ray Bill is awesome. And I think it's even somebody else inking him. And it's like a real, collaborative effort. And I have a, Brereton's very good though, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's just me and his palette don't totally, connect. But when you look at Barry Windsor Smith, like in black and white, and just, it's always great.
Yeah. Yeah, I just love his stuff, and I've seen different people critique, have different critiques for him, but I just think compared to 85% of the stuff coming out right now, the guy should be doing monthly books for anybody he wants. Just some of that stuff I look at that's coming out now, and I just, how does Ted McKeever not have a monthly book? How does Dan Brereton not have a monthly book?
Well, I don't. Who knows if they even want to do that anymore? So here's something. I'm still. I mean, I Comic Relief would have like ridiculous, crazy setups at conventions, and they would have like this table full of like back issues, Golden Age and Silver Age and TV and romance and all this other stuff. But at this smaller show, it's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to be this table that will have like 5 long boxes on it, or 2 short boxes, or one of those boxes that has CGC books in it. And there'll be like, if the people are set up, they'll have these wombats full of stuff behind them, and you'll be going up there. And what is the etiquette when it comes to flipping through long boxes, getting people's attention, handing money over to people when it's like through a whole group of other people? You have any comments on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just stand in front of one box and at a time, That I'm not a huge fan of the guys that or gals that set a pile on the box next to them and then start going through this box and then have their bag or their purse on the right one, so they cover in 3 boxes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I would say not to do. I would say just post up in front of one box, just flip through it as fast as you can, and then go to the next one, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, try and if you're on a table and you see stuff, just try and figure out what their alphabet is. Get over to that Spider-Man section as quick as possible. We all know that's what I'm going for.
A lot of people are. That's where the backup will be.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe some Thor, but those are the main ones. Maybe there'll be a Batman. I'm going to go for the Batman.
Yeah, there's always a crowd around the ASM box.
Yeah, we're going to get a table. Well, we're bringing a table there, and I don't know where we're posting up, but we're going to take all of this Silver Age DC books, and these books are really, really solid.
Nice.
I just, if people want to maintain them and do the things that you want to do to comics these days, they will be even better than they are. And some of them are just amazing. So I'm really hoping
what years were you talking?
Pardon me?
What years?
I think it's before and during all that checkerboard stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we have I think we still have like first Justice Leagues and first Flashes and
Wow.
some of the issues we've sold, but we have like full runs,
Nice.
and if you really want to talk, we could talk about some Green Lanterns also. But we're taking like this mass quantity of stuff that we really need to blow through.
All fresh to market.
Oh yeah.
Nice, bro.
Yeah. Like these are a
Send me
private
some photos.
collection.
I'll put it on the Instagram and get people fired up. That brand new stuff. That's huge.
Okay, so you also have a way of connecting to the people that are going to be dealers at the show if you're a fan and there's something you specifically want. Is that correct?
That's true. Then you send us an email from the website, and Mark distributes it to the dealers and hopefully find what you're looking for on your want list.
Yeah. So you can connect to people that way. So what's the website? It's just Berkeley Comic Show?
BerkeleyComicShow.com.
All right. Excellent.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding me about that. That's a good feature. And a lot of people find stuff because like 3 different dealers will bring them the FF5 or whatever that they've been looking for, and people get stoked out. So,
well, not only that, but the store or the people that are coming might be like really well stocked on something that's not something you normally bring to shows.
True.
So maybe
very true.
You're looking for that all-star squadron. You're not going to do that. Bring that all the time.
Right.
So if there's like a certain number. I'm really looking for the end of the Flash run. Who isn't?
That's a great point. I wanted to say about your DC collection. It's a great strategy for you because everything's Marvel now.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even hear about DC anymore. And just recently, people are starting to look at the DC keys, because you're priced out of every single Marvel key that exists. I mean, you got to get down to like 8th-tier characters in Marvel to find a book that you can afford these days. You know what I mean? Whereas DC, you can go back and get some 2nd-tier good first appearances for decent price. And you can get some real first appearances for 1/10 of what the Marvel equivalent costs. So I think you got a great strategy there, coming in with a bunch of fresh DCs, man.
Thank you. You play with the cards you're dealt also, but it's the ones that we want to really make an impression. It will drive people hopefully to our website, which has other of those type of books. Nice. So it can be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that it can work out really well, because some of what we're selling is part of like a private collection, and it helps one of our customers out.
Yeah.
So if you really want to, it's also like a good deed. We're gonna somehow have this good deed thing. We'll ring a bell or something.
Yeah, there you go.
He'll have another pair of wings when he finally leaves this earth. Just waiting for him.
Good stuff, man. I'm excited. Now I'm fired up to see that collection.
Oh yeah,
How many boxes?
A lot. We're not going to have that much space because you guys are jam packed, like you said. So it's just going to be like I said, it's going to be representative of what we have available either on our site or in our store. And then it's not even, I shouldn't even say it is, because it's just so much. I mean, I can't even tell you what I'm actually, Jill can't tell you, but she can tell you about the boxes.
So and all bagged and boarded, all priced, or how?
No, we're working on it.
But at the show, it'll be all bagged and boarded. Or are you blowing them out of boxes without bags?
No. They'll be bagged and boarded. They'll have a little price either on the back or something like that. And not only that, we're gonna probably really blow them out. So I know the deal about DC. We all know the deal about DC. Unless it's like a super key, there's a chance you can get these like pretty cheap. If you're a kind of person that were like, wow, I never thought I'd see 50 consecutive issues of Action Comics looking this sweet ever. Like all of them. All of them.
Cool.
Let's just say they're all 7s, you know. Granted, the early ones have subscription increases, you know.
Okay.
So those are different graded. But, you know, other than that, you're like, wow, this is an amazing looking book, you know.
Yeah.
And there's some people that don't have a problem with the crease. And it's, you know, it is, I've said it before, man, the Postal Service owes reparations to
what?
comic fans.
Oh, for folding
New
them.
and old. Whoever's buying it now.
Man, they treated those poorly for sure. Fold them right down the middle.
Yeah. So Tim, I know you can't stay forever.
Yeah, I'm driving to Idaho tomorrow morning. Driving to Idaho.
What are you doing that for?
Camping.
All right.
Yeah, little trip.
So before I push you off, tell me about the Berkeley Comic Show one more time.
Yeah.
Date, place, and just like what it is for those of, so I can like really make a clip.
Nice. Yeah. So Berkeley Comic Show coming up August 7th. It's at El Cerrito Veterans Memorial Building, which is 6401 Stockton Ave, right off of San Pablo. There's an unofficial parking across the street at the school. It's $10 to get in. It's 11 to 5. It's all comic books. There's no pop items. There's no DVD bootlegs. There's no cosplay. I mean, we like cosplay, just nobody comes because it's just a bunch of comic geeks like us. But if you want to cosplay, you can cosplay. We'd love to have you. But
don't do big wings. Don't do Mac. Don't do that. It's not worth it in this small environment.
Well, maybe we can hoist them up from the rafters and just float above.
All right.
Anyway,
yeah. Well, just
all about
the forums at BerkeleyComicShow.com, and maybe you can work it out so that you can get that pulley system going.
There you go. There you go. But we would love to have you. We'd love to see you out. Come on down and check out hundreds and thousands of millions of comic books in one place. And we'll
bring
see
some money. Bring some money.
Bring some money. Yeah.
Do you know if the people that have the $3 table are going to be there?
I believe so. That's Worlds of Wonder. That's Worlds of Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you explain what that is?
Yeah.
Please.
So Worlds of Wonder, also Worlds of Wonder on Instagram, has a giant table where they just put out all kinds of killer books that are like $10, $15 books just for $3. And they just get eaten away instantly and replenished. And you can always count on a killer deal from Worlds of Wonder. Yeah, awesome guy. Awesome store, online store at least.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, it's awesome. It's like what it is like you have a fish tank and you just drop some food in there and all the fish go.
I was one of them.
Oh yeah, me too. It's great.
I'm trying to work the door and then run over there and check the next batch. And then run back to the door and take a couple more people's money and then run back over there.
Right.
Oh, yeah. It's a great show. You guys will have a blast.
Yeah. So thank you, Tim, for showing up.
Thanks for having me on. Thanks for letting me talk about the show. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And looking forward to seeing you there, man.
All right, buddy.
And all you guys as well. Thanks.
All right. Take it easy, man.
Bye.
All right. And he successfully removed himself from the room. How's it going, everybody? I'll be turning my camera off in just a moment, but let's look at the store. Oh, it's so dark now. So dark. All right. Excellent. Let's see here. Do they take Bitcoin? I don't think so, Fantinuum. Oh, you guys are so funny. You guys are so funny. Let's see. All right, excellent. ATN's out. Bye. All right, so we're going to talk about Red Room. But first, let me change some band. You know what? Let me do this first. If you enjoyed that with Tim, maybe think about hitting the thumbs up. For those of you that are watching this after the fact, hit thumbs up. And if you're excited about going to the Berkeley Comic Show, let me know in the comments down below, or maybe in chat. You know, maybe I can find out if you're all going to be going. I don't think You Murder That Guy is going to be there, but you know, who knows? Maybe you'll have a local show soon. I like comic shows. It's kind of tough, and I don't know if I really want to be in like a super enclosed room other than the comic store that I'm always super enclosed in. I'm actually going to help set up and probably be there early on that Saturday, but I will then be working the store while Jeffrey and one of our customers, I think Mr. Hernandez, is going to help us out. I thought it was be Fantinium, but he looked like he didn't want to do it. So maybe the people out there, he didn't want to let them know that he's doing that. Yeah, so there you go. Also, we have a Patreon page. Oh, and I also, so the Patreon page. Hey, everybody. This Monday, I recorded a What's New in the Comic Store this week. What's new indeed. Well, this Tuesday, nothing was new, but Fantinium, you don't have to worry. You DC fans don't have to worry as long as you were only coming in this Wednesday anyway. But if you were doing that so that you were going to also get Marvel and Image and any other book that's coming out, that's going to be Thursday. So Fantinium, there are some Image books that you get that are going to be out on Thursday. So I know it's a bummer. It's a bummer for me also. Let's chill for Yule just a little bit. If you want to know what I have to say on Twitter, you'll go to Big Blue Yule. A lot of times it's snarky comments about a wrestling situation or a promotion, or it's about comic books. Sometimes I like things, but just so I can do clips usually, not because I necessarily really love them, even though it's a heart. You know, it's just one of those things. Instagram, Filthy Burger. I love that name. And I put Gizmo pictures and comic book pictures, and I did a selfie and I put it up today. But usually I don't really post too much stuff that's like really crazy. And then lastly, I am on the Thinking Critical channel. They have a whole bunch of shows, and one of them is called Slabbed and Raw, which is all about comic book collecting, especially in the wheeling and dealing, buying it, selling it, what's valuable, how you go about getting things graded, what grading service is one of the better ones. Recently, CGC was purchased by Blackstone, whatever conglomerate. They're involved in buying houses and companies and all sorts of stuff. And there's all sorts of like famous basketball players and people associated with this organization. And they bought the company that CGC is owned by. And there's this whole statement about how CGC is going to like be expanding their their business globally and all this other stuff. And it sounds all great. And who knows? Right now, CGC said they hired a whole bunch of people, the prices went up, and the wait times have gone up. So we'll see. But if you want to hear more conversation than that on the industry and comic books and taking care of them, go to Thinking Critical and check out Slabbed and Raw. It usually comes up on Mondays unless we start doing it live on Sundays. but it's also on their Thinking Critical podcast. You know, I usually go to Spotify, don't have to worry about commercials during the YouTube clips. And I don't know, it's the way I do it. It's nothing like, you're going to look at my face. It's not that big a deal. This week, we're going to talk about the golden records, which are like, you know, the Spider-Man and the dragon. I can't remember what the name of it was. Oh, look, we have somebody else cleaning the fridge. All right. Oh, Mrs. Munchies. Look at that. How could that? Look at that. They made cookies and they sent them to people via transportation. And that was in 2011. And how could that not have been a hit? I just don't understand. You had the branding. It looks cute. Look at it. It's Mrs. Munchie. She's a Jonathan Winters type of character. And you got cookies of all type. You got vegan ones. You got ones with nuts, ones without nuts. You got different flavors like chocolate chip and peanut butter. And college students didn't want to order cookies only to their dorms. I just don't understand. Oh, well. Maybe you should have done a commercial like High Tech Burrito. Yeah, did you think of that? Did you? I dare you to not hum along to that song if you hear it enough times. I remember it really, when it was boring at the store when we first opened, it brought minutes of good times, just humming that song to ourselves or to each other, and then finding out that when we were humming it over to ourselves, that we were actually doing it at the same time. And then it's just everybody's singing High Tech Burrito. What a wonderful song. And then lastly, these are YouTube channels I watch. Not all the time, because unlike this channel, these guys put a ton of stuff. Well, not You Murdered That Guy. Get to work. And Sci-Fi Fantasy Read Along, the only non-comic book YouTube channel. You can also find that on other podcast mediums like Spotify. We are going to soon be doing Slaughterhouse 5 by Kurt Vonnegut, a sci-fi classic, an anti-war novel, and all about the bombing of Dresden and time shifts and aliens and crappy writers. But not Vonnegut. That guy's a genius. R.I.P. Speaking of R.I.P., I didn't make a big deal about it, and I was going to talk to Tim about it, but we went a little long. R.I.P. Richard Donner. Holy cow. He did the first Superman movie, for those of you at home. I was 8 years old in the theater watching that, and it made an impression. And Tim was like, that's the first movie I remembered, or I remember seeing. And I don't know, I think I remember Star Wars in 77 and a few other movies. And they're kind of all mishmashed in that time also. Back when I was a kid, movies were in the theaters a whole lot longer also. There was no straight to DVD or video or streaming services or 2 months after it leaves the theater. Sometimes before it leaves the theater, there'd be a DVD or on HBO or whatever. And that would never have happened. E.T., can you believe this? I don't know why I'm talking about E.T. E.T., they didn't let anybody know what that stupid thing looked like. And then maybe there was just a flash of the light or something. And when it wasn't until the theater, and it wasn't there were cell phones and people taking pictures and, anything like that. And then, of course, the toys and everything were going to come out. But it stayed in the theaters a long time. And VHS tapes were like $70 or $80, and that's why there were mom and pop and crazy chain Hollywood video, Blockbuster video chains renting out. They could afford 5, 10, 25, get the mom and pop out because we got 50 Bride on the Run or something type movies. But I love the mom and pop stores because that's where Ants was, you know, the I think it was like a Suzanne Summers, and it was just this video top of like breasts and shoulders and ants just everywhere, and Frankenhooker and all that type of stuff. That's where you go, and wrestling VHS tapes also. But now it's cheaper to get the movie. It's quicker to get the movie, and we'll see if movie theaters can bounce back. You know, maybe comic conventions can bounce back. Movies can bounce back. You know, maybe the experience is. I was already jaded. I didn't want to go out and see movies hardly anymore. I didn't really like hanging out with the audience hardly ever. The last couple movies I saw were blockbusters. I saw the last 2 Avengers and the very last Star Wars that came out because I didn't want to wait to find out what a monstrosity this was going to be. You know, you watched the last 2 just last night, go watch it tomorrow. And that's how we are as a society. Boy, and that's why it's amazing that Mrs. Munchies couldn't succeed. Just ahead of your time, man. What are you going to do? All right, camera off. Got some reviewing to do. Oh wait, Richard Donner, R.I.P. man. He didn't just do Superman. He did my favorite movie. Let me get camera on that one again. Can you guess in chat or tell me what your favorite Richard Donner movie is? I'm definitely very interested. I wasn't born when the Superman movie came out, and how do you feel about it having now seen it, or have you now seen it? I find that a lot of kids, people younger than me, just don't find it as magical especially after all the superhero movies of today. It's really hard to stand up to, like, you know, an X-Men movie that's good, or a Justice League movie that's bad. When you're a Superman movie that does like 5 superhero, I mean, George Reeves stood and, you know, took bullet shots from gangsters in black and white, you know, that kind of thing was no real big deal. He even flew and jumped out a window and stuff like that. But the special effects were amazing, and I think the hack ending was the only thing that I didn't like about Superman. Also in the later movies, he has like some hypnosis kiss that he's worked on Lois a few times. That's not cool. It's like super rude. Yeah, anyway. I don't know who made you're probably talking about the new guy, right? My favorite Richard Donner movie is not Lethal Weapons or the Superman movies, but nobody tries anyway. It's fine. It's quite all right. It's Maverick, of course. It's the greatest movie ever. It's got James Garner in it, previous Maverick. It's got Mel Gibson and Jodie Foster and Richard Donner, and it's hilarious. And no, not Goonies. I'm too old for Goonies. That's the problem there. I didn't see that at the right time and don't really care to. But Maverick was, you know, when I was a kid and I was staying up late to watch television, black and white Mavericks and James Garner, because I watched, you know, Rockford Files as it was coming out as a kid. And he's great and hilarious. And it plays off in the Maverick. It plays off in the movie. It's a good ode to the character. And I know it's popular anyway to like remake television to movies or movies into television, but this was, and especially during that time, you know, you had your Brady Bunch movies and all that other stuff, but Maverick was a very it was a good version of that, and it didn't play stupid to it or anything, and actually it works out, if you know what I mean. Anyhow. I don't know what you guys are talking about, and I'm facing off because of it. Let me get this up first. We're going to do new comics first. We're going to talk about new comic book day comics. No, we aren't. Let's see. That sucks. Or I suck. I mean, let me just do this. There it is. All right. It's not a lot. I'm also going to show you some covers of some X-Men books, but I didn't actually order all of them. It's just too many books. Too many covers. I mean, what am I going to do? I mean, they do like, some are ratios variants, so that means like, you have to order 50 to get one. So I might not order those, but then there's the other ones, and it's like, well, I have to meet the need of the person that wants it regularly, but they might also want a special cover instead or in addition to. So, in a book like Avengers, which you don't really order a lot of, but it is a part one of a new storyline that I am very interested in because everybody's been poo-pooing on it before it even came out. So look forward to all sorts of people getting on the internet and talking about how much they hate it. I personally am ranking Jason Aaron's Avengers run about a C. Some stories were better and some stories were a lot worse. But on average, for 46 issues, it's been about a C, which isn't great. But I'm hoping this one is one of the good ones. You're one of the good ones. Batman will be out tomorrow because Wednesday is DC Day, at least on the 4th of July week after end. James Tynion, Jorge Jimenez doing great work on this book. I am a big fan of this series right now. This is my favorite ongoing Batman monthly, I think, in the main title, that I think I've ever read. I know that some people have issues with it, but overall, I find it to be well written, and the action is good, and the art is scintillating. So it also has a backup with the new Ghostmaker character, and Tynion also writes that. Geiger by Jeff Johns. That will be out on Thursday because Diamond distributes it for now. Number 4, the last issue was great. That was featuring the kids that ran away. Oh no, that was the one before that. This is after they meet up with Geiger, and it's good too. A lot of awesome action, and then the King shows up. And if you've been reading this, if you haven't, because I sold out of the 3rd issue, I should also have the second prints of that coming. Green Lantern number 4, that will be out tomorrow. You got Sojourner and Teen Lantern on the cover. They are the newest Green Lanterns of sorts, and the Green Lanterns, oh man, nothing's going right for them right now. Jeff Thorne and Tom Rainey on art. Is that Steve Pugh on art? And Brian Michael Bendis. I was incorrect on Patreon. We have a new video about the books that are coming out, kind of like what we're doing right now. This is a new story starting with this issue. So if you like Brian Michael Bendis, and overall the series has been good since he started it up. Features a lot of Naomi and Black Adam, or Adam, I think is all they're calling him now. And look, it looks like Hawkman and what is that, like a firestorm? What's going on here? Very interesting. Magic the Gathering. This has been selling out in our store, and it's going to lead into a little bit of a conversation of something that's coming out that I'm really excited about. It's a little embarrassing, and it is about Magic the Gathering. but this is a comic book about all the planeswalkers and the different magics that go on in their universe. It's got really good art by Iguara and Jed McKay, who's going to be doing the new Moon Knight and is doing Black Cat for Marvel, is writing this. And it, like I said, it's been selling out, and it looks pretty good. If you didn't know, there's going to be a new Masters of the Universe cartoon on Netflix, and Kevin Smith is involved. Hey, look, he's also involved in this. I got more of the Mike Mignola covers, and although it looks a little strange, like it's his claymation version of drawing Skeletor and He-Man, it's a prequel to the upcoming series, so check it out. I'm excited, actually. I think it's going to be cool. Oh, there's the other cover. Which do you like better? Noctera also comes out on Thursday. Wah, wah. Good art. Fun story. It's taken a little long to get to the point where we are. I feel like there's like a little bit of a similarity as far as getting people to certain areas as like Beckstar, which we have in the store. By a former guest of the show, Joe Corallo. He gets, I mean, he only has 5 issues and probably doesn't have the luxury of Scott Snyder being able to do whatever he wants as long as he wants. But he gets to the point, to the heart of the matter, so that the story doesn't get bogged down with all that stuff. Whereas in Noctera, you know, and I mean, that's the only real aspect that is the same, but there is a, he said on the show, a MacGuffin, and there is here also. And when it finally happens on Noctera, it's like, you know, an issue and a half longer than it took on that other book, Beckstar. Anyway, Skybound X is coming. This is going to be a whole bunch of Kirkman's Company short stories in issue form. It's coming to come out hot and heavy, like weekly. And one of the issues is going to have Daniel Warren Johnson's Murder Falcon for another story. That's cool. Amazing Spider-Man. This is like the swan song of Nick Spencer. We're getting close to number 74 and this whole Sinister War bit. And Spider-Man's been very good. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. And it's a little bit of a shame, actually, to see him go. Not something I actually thought when the series first started. So, yeah, there. And last but not least, we have X-Men. I'm going to stop sharing here so they can go back to StreamYard and check out all of these covers. These are just some of them. So you have the first one right here. And I just picked a couple of them. Mike Mayhew. I like his stuff. His he does this Alex Ross style pretty cool. I like the shine on Wolverines. There's a lot of people on social media talking about this. It is Wolverine, not X-23. It is Wolverine. Whatever. But I dig her. She's all right. That's a cool cover. It's reminiscent of, like, you know, it's so green. It makes me think of Polaris. And I thought she was, is she on this team? I don't understand. Anyway, that's cool. I can't believe it. They did a bunch of rogues. They did one like this. They did one like this. And then they just changed the colors around. Whew. A lot of X-Men comics coming out. And I did not order every cover. And not every cover that's available is, at every store. There are store exclusives and all that other stuff. So, but what I'm really excited to talk about is... yeah, baby. Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms. This is going to be a Magic the Gathering set. And here I'm going to show you some cards. These are, they're going to have like special versions of the same cards. So, you know, you're going to want to trick out your deck. And I don't know if these cards are going to really be playable with other sets coming out, because there's going to be like this special Dungeon Delve card. And, man, I am really looking forward to it, because a standalone Magic deck that deals with the Forgotten Realms. I have read countless numbers of Forgotten Realms comic books and novels and short stories by Ed Greenwood, the creator of Forgotten Realms, and Elaine Cunningham, and obviously art. You can't like go through Forgotten Realms and not read at least a little bit of R.A. Salvatore. And his Spider Queen series with like 5 different writers, including like Elaine Cunningham, that one was so good. I mean, the problem is that sometimes the TSR or WotC books get a little heavy when it comes to like mechanics of things, so they can translate Dungeons and Dragons, the role-playing game, in story form, so the narrative can get a little clunky. But overall, that was a really great series. For anybody that read those Salvatore books, Brunar Battlehammer, this dwarf dude here. My dad loved him because, as you can see on his shield here, he has, on the right-hand side, he has a mug of beer, an ale, on his shield. And that's the epitome of dwarfdom. And I love it. Brunar is a white and a red. That makes sense. Mountain and good. And then here's that Enter the Dungeon card I was telling you about. And you're going to have to, there's going to be this mechanic, so you play like a separate game. It's just going to be crazy. And, most importantly, when you're talking about the Forgotten Realms, you're talking about Drizzt Do'Urden, or however, some people say Drizzt, or whatever. He's the Drow elf. Underground. I like it. He's white and green. That makes sense. Green being like, a ranger. And I don't know why they don't call him a Drow elf ranger, though. Don't get rid of his entire heritage. You can only see it on his skin. And yeah, I'm excited. This is going to come out at the end of next month. We got a whole bunch ordered. I'm not sure if we're going to get allocated on that, but even if we do, it shouldn't matter. And if you are a fan of Magic the Gathering, this is when they said that the Ultimate Universe crashing in and encountering the Marvel 616 universe, where Peter Parker came from, and the black costume and all that stuff, Fantastic Four. For the Ultimate Fantastic Four to meet the new and the regular counterparts, they had no story left whatsoever. And some would say that Magic doing this was something that could have been done a long, long time ago, because WotC and Dungeons and Dragons and Hasbro owning both of it is something that could have happened because of corporate greed a long, long time ago. If you look at Monopoly, how many different versions of that do they have? A lot. They have an X-Men version of Monopoly. They have the movie X-Men version of Monopoly. They have Star Wars. They have probably all sorts of Star Wars incarnations, and on and on and on. And yikes. How many times can you hit Boardwalk? How many different versions? All right. So, do I have a banner? Or let's see. Oh, this is so good. Yeah. All right, let's see. Don't know why. I didn't expect this after they did the Magic campaign setting for D&D. Wait, they did a Magic campaign setting for D&D? I don't remember that coming out at all. You mean like a stat block for Jace and all those guys? Huh. Interesting. I've read so many of those books. Really? All right. My favorite Forgotten Realms books are, let's see, Waterdeep, written by Elaine Cunningham with Ed Greenwood, and probably All right, so this one, this is another Elaine Cunningham. The reason why I like her is because she does like the romance angle, but she doesn't like skimp on making the dudes cool. You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool. TSR or WotC or Dungeons and Dragons novels are almost always like PG, maybe PG-13 at the worst, unless you're talking about gore. And you know, they can be pretty obvious and stuff like that, but I like her style. She has a nice flowery verse, and I think in fantasy novels anyway, we see better writing than we do, like I feel, in science fiction novels for the most part. You can be a little bit more expressive with your language because you have to be so exact in that other category. But yeah, those are probably, and then the series is definitely the Spider Queen series that R.A. Salvatore wrote the first one, and then all the other plebs wrote the subsequent ones. Anyhow, oh snap! Are you gonna? Yeah. I cannot wait. I'm telling you. Especially if I don't feel the need that I have to buy any more sets of Magic. You know, they can have a follow-up expansion and maybe even revisit it from time to time. But I'm looking forward to it. And I also think they have a deal with Warhammer, but it'll probably be like 40K. So like the armored dwarves and, you know, with machine guns and stuff like that. Let's see. Wow, a whole source book. I love it. I'm gonna have to check that out. Sequential Geek. Okay. All right, so I tell you, I am in the process of checking out Infinite Wheat Paste. I have a whole lot of other stuff, but it is definitely on the stack. The first thing I can say right now is there is a heavy Brandon Graham influence in that book, and that is not a bad thing necessarily. I like it. Well, I shouldn't say it's a heavy one, but it's a heavy one. But he's a really great artist, and a lot of what Brandon Graham has to say in his story, I just don't care. It's all about looking at his stuff. And initially, upon looking at this, it's kind of the same way. But I am interested. I know it can get a little adult and racy that way, but that doesn't scare me. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking out. All right, guys, go check out the Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica for a D&D setting. Is it 5th edition? Oh man, I love it. By the way, when's 5th edition going to end? We could have a whole D&D episode someday. I have clips of an interview that Ernest Gygax did recently. He's the son of Gary Gygax, and he was talking about starting TSR up again, and you know, obviously they wouldn't be able to have Dungeons and Dragons, but you know, they would have like maybe some of those other ones that kind of like slip through the cracks and nobody cares about. They can like reinvest some energy and stuff like that. The only other the problem with that is that there's another TSR company, and I think, if I understand it correctly, that they licensed that name from Ernest Gygax, and all they would be doing is continuing doing what they do with a different brand symbol, and then Ernest would be doing his because it's like different stuff. And I don't know. Plus, he got a little hot water because he's an old dude talking on like podcasts, and he doesn't know when to keep his mouth shut like I do. What a dumpster fire that TSR situation is turning into. Tell me about it. I really think it's ultimately just an old dude trying to parse his words so that he wouldn't get in trouble, but also wanted to express himself and just probably shouldn't have said anything at all. You know, just like he should have just said, you know, this is a home for old timers that like to play games, you know, and we hope that the new people will come along, you know, that type of thing. And even when you come out with another statement about what you said and the company comes out and says a statement, nobody accepts it. I was in a Facebook group, and I wasn't really a big fan of it anyway, because it just felt like it was everybody kind of like in lockstep, just talking about the same thing the same way. And every once in a while, you could have a pretty cool conversation with somebody, but ultimately, you never really wanted to. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I can't stand it anymore. And when I left, the moderator was like, "Why'd you leave?" And before I could answer, the message comes, "I'm on my way to work." When I finally see it again, it's like not even there. It's been rescinded, I guess. And I guess they figured out why. Or, I mean, they accepted it or whatever. I don't know. I just like, it's a whole groupthinky kind of thing. And I don't know. Do you like groupthink stuff? Do you like people that are like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever, even though it's kind of questionable? Do you always believe everybody when they're saying what they like, or do you think there's a catch? I see, in an effort to, expand your brand, you talk about a lot of things. Sometimes you wouldn't talk about something you want to. I like to think that I am, except for every once in a while when I'm trying to like clickbait, I guess. I'm not ever really trying to, but every once in a while, I'll make a half-assed attempt. But do you really like that kind of thing, or do you just want to be like, dude, I never saw that comic book before? And I know that's, your reach is only so far when you do that. But would you have known about that Beta Ray Bill that Brereton did if we didn't talk to Tim and he wasn't going to be a guest at that? And it just kind of works out that way. And I don't know. I know comic books. I know comic books. Discuss is what's up. I know it is what's up. The kind of redundant effort with the current old school revival moment pop. Boy, that's true. Let me tell you. Okay, so some things that people say that I don't totally agree with. Jim Shooter would make things better now, or he had his thing where they could only sell 100,000 copies or they would cancel a title. Comics were better back then. Obviously, when you started reading something or got into a group for the first time or saw a movie director's first movie, they might not get better after that. We all have a line of demarcation where we're kind of like, well, unless you just like everything regardless, but you're kind of like, this is the last like Spike Lee movie I think is like worthwhile. Or for me, Tarantino, I'm like, Jackie Brown, I don't really need any more. I'm sure he's made other great movies, and the guy cleaning the fridge has shown me some stuff that's really gripping, but I don't go home and want to watch it anymore. But I still love Jackie Brown. I still love Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction, and even True Romance. Those are great Tarantino movies-esque movies, True Romance. That wasn't great, but it was really good. And so on and so forth. I've got a mukbang situation. I want to share this with you. Check this out now. So how you want to do this?
Just take one. Give your honest reaction.
Of this Driscoll's white strawberries?
Yeah, the rosé strawberries.
The rosé. Are you supposed to throw them in your wine glass?
No, well, it's supposed to taste like it, but I don't think so.
How sweet do you think these are on a scale of 1 to 10?
I wouldn't say very sweet at all.
All right. Damn, I just flossed too. Tart. Good. Tasty.
Would eat again?
Yeah, I mean, it's strawberries. But man, it's like alum or something in my mouth. Like those old cartoon dogs trying to suck up the bird through the straw.
All right.
and then there's like alum. And they suck it up, and they're like that. It's almost there. Yeah, almost there. Maybe not a dog, maybe like a cat trying to through a straw. But their mouth just like puckers up because the bird, like Tweety, will take the straw and put it in the alum. What's alum? Choco pie time. I don't know. I'd have to leave or have Jill bring it in, and I'm not sure if she's paying attention. And do we really want to do that? We already did this one. We'll do another one later. How's that? Let's do Red Room instead. Let's do that. Let's see. Well, I did the whole strawberry. Yeah, I wanted to like get the entire tartness. If I just bit into it a little bit, maybe it wouldn't be so much. It was okay. It wasn't the greatest thing. Killing. I don't know. Is this a Tarantino? Killing Zoe? Is that the one where Eric Stoltz is in it? And is it Delpy? Julie Delpy. They're like in France, and there's this like I think Tarantino like produced that one, if I'm not mistaken. But I might have the wrong movie altogether. And that is my movie knowledge. Jill, it is in the refrigerator. If you want to, do you want to like do it with me? We could do it on air together. We could have a Jill and Yule mukbang all at the same time. I already know Jill's reaction. She's going to say it's too rich, or no, this is very rich. That's what she usually says when she has chocolate treats. So if she steps in, that's fine. If not, we can go back into Red Room finally. So I'm going to stop cam. Besides, you know what? This is almost the end of the show, Eugene. Did you know that? That's right. It is almost the end of the show. But first, I want to let you know that I have a bunch of really awesome people that give me money on our Patreon account. And these are those people right here. And oh, wait. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's on. Do you want to? Do you want to do? You just want to bite. No, hey everybody, this is Jill B. Pill. She's in the other room. We're going to be starting a wrestling podcast called The Wrestling Sweetheart someday, and someday. We're going to be anything but sweet,
like the From Hell review that we're never going to do.
Well, I'm never reading it, and she kind of had a problem with that.
Well, you can't ask appropriate questions.
So what's this called? A Choco Pie. So this is the Choco Pie right here. I'm going to try and put it in my mouth and not taste it until Jill takes a bite.
Oh, marshmallow, huh? Yikes. Crumbly. Tastes like a chocolate pie. It's not rich at all, actually. It's pretty tame.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, really.
A little dry, if I'm honest.
We probably have had it too long also. Like, maybe. It's been in the store over the weekend.
It tastes like a store-bought thing. All right,
I wish you wouldn't have brought it in now.
Oh, wow.
Can you bring me a wet towel?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to camera off now. Bye, Jill. Oh, my God. No, that was not good. I didn't like it at all. Have you had those? They're not good. I don't understand why you would give that to me. Thanks. All right. Woo, baby. All right. It's like, it has this like, I don't know. I like marshmallow fine, but it has this aftertaste. I haven't had really a drink of water yet. I don't like that. No, sir. No, sir, at all. All right. Back to Red Room. Let's do it. Damn, that really took me off my game there. Like I was ever on it, really. Like I said, if you're a patron of the store, God bless you. And if you don't believe in God, that's cool too. But I really appreciate it. And like I said, again, we have a new feature where I'm going to try and get on every Monday and let you know about some comics that either I find are very good or in the very least are popular in our store. And those are some things that you might want to pay attention to. And I thought I did a pretty good job. It was only about like 15, 16 minutes. And I talked a little bit. I rambled just a little bit, but I think I made it pretty good. And it was very bite-sized and digestible. So, unlike this review that you're going to get right now. Sharing screen, everybody. Now, I don't have a whole lot of pictures because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But this is Red Room number 2. Written and drawn and lettered by Ed Piskor. He does everything basically. There are alternate covers, but you got to order a lot of them in order to get them. So I'm really trying to grow this book. It's not a big seller, and all right. So we sold out of the first issue, but it's not one of those books that everybody's going to like. And I could understand it. There's definitely some very, very squeamish moments, and it really makes you question yourself as a reader. But I like that. There's nothing preachy. It's all inner reflection, I think, when you're looking at this. And if you can get past the fact that someone is putting something, and some people might think it's a little try hard, and I can understand that, because when you're like looking at the decimator who's killing people and you're reading what people are saying in the chat rooms, people in chat rooms. This is the finish off move. And it's really, I don't know, man. It's hard to make those effects look good on movies or TV and stuff like that. And I really like how they're using Bitcoin to get this guy to finish him and how to do it and all this other stuff. And what's going on in this issue, this was a company, a Red Rooms company, I guess you'd call it. Pentagram Pictures, these guys are purveyors of death on the dark web. And they had been losing their mojo. I mean, they were still making good money, but they were like upstarts. They were making like a ton of money. And they're like, you know what? We know this guy, and we think we can get him to do some stuff because he's already doing it on his own, but he's going to get caught, and we're going to take care of everything. And so in the end of the first issue, he warms up to it. And it's very successful. And now we're watching another organization. But first, we got a kind of sort of Katrina situation where there's a flood. And this guy and his dog that he fashioned a splint for are just on the roof. And his girlfriend or wife is dead and he's losing it. But finally, there's a helicopter. But these guys aren't cool dudes, and we know that because of the next page I'm not going to show you. It's so sad. But what the story really is about, god damn, didn't get rid of those pictures, is about this doctor right here. And this doctor has a patient, and he's taking care of him, and as he's doing that, every once in a while he gets to see a laptop, and on this laptop we're looking at his wife and his kids. And there's this conversation about, what's going on and how basically his death has been faked and these people are getting money and everything's okay. And he has to keep this dude alive right here. I love this upper right hand picture. It really reminds me of Bernie Wrightson. Probably one of the reasons why I was saying Bernie Wrightson's name when I was trying to get Barry Windsor Smith out. And I don't know, this picture here kind of reminds me of this dude here from Bernie Wrightson's Heavy Metal. It's from the Captain's Stern. And he's getting that dude ready so that he can face Poker Face. And Poker Face is like coming back out. And everybody's really super excited. And let me tell you, it's super gruesome and really, really dirty and not cool at all in any way, shape, or form, especially with the ordeal and trauma that this guy's been going through. And at the end, there is quite a there's quite a hook at the end, and I really like it. And it involves the Doctor, and it was a really, really good issue of Red Room. I recommend people pick it up, but you can't be squeamish, and you got to know what you're getting into. But what I think you're getting into is comic that, again, it's one of those things that's going to make you kind of like reflect. Maybe not like maybe not every recess of your mind that you want to always explore, but it's I don't know, I think it was pretty cool, and not many things are out there like that right now, especially in comic books. It doesn't feel like anybody's really taking too many risks. I think comic books and like creating comic books, that is the risk. That's the inherent risk, is like, are you going to be successful? Did you waste your time? Can you get this crowd fund going? You know, will this company actually pay? You know, on and on and on. And will I even, and maybe will I burn out? You know, doing an issue is a lot of work. Doing a second issue is a lot of work, you know, continuing to be on the grind over and over again. Ed Pisker's had a long time where he's been working towards this book, so that for him to get him out monthly right now, I'm assuming he's going to have seasons. That's what I think is going to happen. But if not, it would be awesome if he could keep it going. But I think he's on like on issue 4, and this is issue 2. So he's a little ahead of the game. But those things catch up, and if you don't want to, and maybe he's at that time of his life, he's like, we're going to plow through, and he's got a whole bunch of story ideas, and he's just going to work it out. But it's hard to keep that going month in and month out, especially when you're doing so much of that work. But I think he's doing a really good job, and he, again, it's just something different, and it's like Henry Miller. Gotta read it. And yeah. It's good. Red Room is an excellent book, and it's one of my top books that I'm looking forward to reading more now than ever, with all the books. There's another one that's out from Image by Steve Scroach. He's done a lot of stuff. He's done like Wolverine, and he did like storyboards for The Matrix. So he's in comic book pop culture like throughout, and he's done a lot of comic books also, including one called Maestro that he wrote and drew. He did the art on We Stand on Guard with Brian K. Vaughan. He did the artwork on that. And then most recently, he's doing one called Post Americana. And oh my God, there's cannibals and amputees with like robotic arms and legs and all sorts of crazy stuff. And it's super cool. And he's kind of that way also. But the thing that Piskor's doing in Red Room is he's like really exploring the psyches of the people that are working. And like the Doctor, it's such a sad story that he's into. And yeah, it's very good. I like it a lot. Last but not least, I guess I should say you should all go visit your local comic store. It would mean a lot to them, and the world is opening up, so you might as well do it. And there are a few things. So, like I said, that X-Men comes out tomorrow, unless you're in my store, and that's Thursday. That's going to be a big deal because whatever the X-Men is going to be, at least this is the first issue, and at least that's the reason to jump on it, worthy of jumping on. Yeah, so there's some things. I really like Beta Ray Bill this week, and Wonder Girl's coming out today or tomorrow in my store, and that one I'm a big fan of. And buck up and go to your store and get a new comic book. And if you can't get a new comic book, get a back issue. Do like You Murdered That Guy and look for a back issue that's $1. They're all good. And if you can't find a back issue that's $1, oh yeah, and I have a Choco Pie, and if you don't think you'll be as adverse to it as I am, you can come on and get it. First come, first serve. I'll go down and get it in the basement. Yeah, go to your comic store and buy a comic book. They'll really appreciate it, and I will too. So until next time, thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.